Good morning, your favorite flavor with Ayamos positivity. Yes, indeed. Good morning, everybody, where you are. Today, the topic changed radical. A subscriber sent me a nice message. I really appreciate, I enjoy comments. And say I became part of the syndrome of Ayamara syndrome. Let me clear this once forever. There is no Ayamara syndrome. There will not be an Ayamara syndrome. So the topic today is something else related, but let me say, welcome to Ayamos Vlogs, your favorite flavor of looking into YouTube with the different eyes. So if you're new, please subscribe kindly. I'll appreciate it. And let's make this channel grow organically, spontaneous, not forceful. And also share it, comment, and like it. Let's do it. Yes, indeed. Some of you ask me why I do my content in this space, why I don't go around as used to do. Well, the point is that out there is so miserable, that even you, if you're here, you don't want to go out, enjoy it. Look at that. That is rain. That's how the life is here in the UK. And this is a reality 24/7. So that's why I don't go out regular, do a content. So I hope that is clear. You have understand that I live in a wet country, a wet place. So let's start with our topic today. It is all about Dee Mwango. Yes, Dee Mwango. Positive stuff, interest stuff. Now that Dee Mwango has spoke with Ro Cabrera, I'm able to give you my humble point of view. What really Dee Mwango been said and what along Dee Mwango try to say. Did the trip to the Caribbean change Dee Mwango, or Dee Mwango has grown up, came out of the shelf that all protect kid was told, do this, do that, try, if it doesn't work, make it this way, trial and error. Indeed, that was how Dee Mwango done a career as YouTuber and influencer. But what is interesting here is she could not say things that could be translated and be understood easily, like what Joyce Dyer done, the same mistake. So this shows you these people are not natural content creators. These are content creators that have been artificial made it, and with time they start adapt to reality, because there is no niche to identify it on Dee Mwango, but there is creativity to show a side of a woman traveling around the world and meet different people and cultures, and this is interesting. But what is the most interest for the first time, since I know this influencer, particular from Kenya, is the conversation she have with Rocio Cabrera. If you don't know Rocio Cabrera, please visit the YouTube channel, Ro Cabrera Travels, and you will understand who she is. I can't every time here be saying, oh, is that one about that one. I'm not a very didactic person. I like to cross-reference time to time, but this time it has been exhausted, and I don't want you get distracted. But what was two women's conversation, and then two women's conversation leads to something very interesting, and that's what is going to be the in Ethiopia, in Eritrea, in Somalia. In Somalia, we have Kenyatta as a reference. And other YouTubers, like in Zimbabwe, Mr. Zim, and Mozambique, let's say Patra Minha, and Angola, Stress, Rick Stress, and others more. Now, the French speakers, they have become very active, even interesting. But they quite pity to read. Sometimes you can't understand. You can see it's something very interesting, but you can't understand what they're talking about. But the women that took a lead also, many women that took a lead now on content creation in Africa. You can see the African Diaspora News, where women is driving the main drive. So Dimwangu here, in this case, she has brought something very, very surprising, a factor. And this factor is what she doesn't realize how important he is the definition of a character. The question is, did Jamaica change Dimwangu, or did the Jamaicans influence Dimwangu? How far Dimwangu has realized that an entity is more far away from home, not at home. So that is the video that Ro Cabrera done, and a very interesting video. What Ro Cabrera shows in that video shows something unique. Two humans with different mindsets, culture, and approach, but with different visions, but with the same understand that life goes on in different paths and different choices. That is what it's all about. Well, I have to change my specs. The other specs is so to see far, and this is just to see one-to-one. I like see what I do. Well, Dimwangu have this conversation with Ro Cabrera, that is Rocio, the partner of one of African influencers, shows that be you does not mean others' point of view. Be you is find yourself and identify yourself to your character. And this has been missing quite long from Dimwangu. And she was very conflict person with all the says, even before that conversation with Ayamaro, a brother. she could not reveal a character. But this is amazing, quite amazing, that a simple invitation and two women have an opportunity to be on their own and exchanging things, ideas. And the most important was how Rocabrera started to ask, do you think to get married? And that question, it opens everything. When she said no, for me, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And end is yes, have to be a man above me. And there you go. That shows you that interests of Dimwangu in Nyamboans are over. There is nothing left in Nyamboans for Dimwangu. Dimwangu now has find herself, has identified herself, she belongs to the city, is in the city where she wanna be, is in this with those in that jungle of concrete, she want to build her life and be part of that elite. And that is amazing, that is interest. She want to have their own apartment, be independent woman, and if the lack of life comes and a man cross her path and that is the right man, she will accept it. But is that what tells you that Dimwango never previous been a person could understand other woman is a very important. She always thought the dialogue have to be where muscle was, be in the middle of muscles and muscles to define the game, because it is a game now. Is what also Rocabrera pushed the agenda to a point where she started to understand her own sister-in-law. What is the sister-in-law, a threat to her or is a positive thing? And realize how positive is. Even Dee got to a point where she says, she realized, she said, okay, I'm here, I have a competition. I have a space in this villa for me, but there is a ruler on this villa, and the ruler is this woman, and she will be part of my life now on. Somewhere, somehow, I'll agree and disagree. But also there is immaturity that is normal from Dee, not allow Ro express and question her on those wicked points that Ro want to understand about Dimwangu. But will Dimwangu cross the line of testosterone ever? Will Dimwangu ever build a relationship worth it? Well, we saw the Italian guy, Michael Point. We saw many different characters cross a path in life, and that is what it is experience. And time to time we learn. Sometimes when you come from the village, when you see the lights in the town, you go mad because you never saw that so much light in your life. And that surprises you, that makes you curious. What is behind that? What is behind that? I can tell you my own experience. When my brothers came to the UK, they saw so much electronics, so much offer, so lower prices. They went mad. They went mad. They lost their minds. They start throwing stones to me like I was the problem. No, it was the society they find themselves. And that's what Dimwangu has found himself now. When she came back to Kenya, she want to be relevant. She no longer want to be that small girl from the village. No, she want to be relevant. She want to reveal herself, mourn what she is worth it. That is good, wonderful, beautiful. And that is where the haters misreading the message. And in particular, some of those haters come and say, this is quite funny. When she arrived in Kenya, the people she brought from the village to town, to the concrete, to the jungle of concrete, are the people she loves most. And that is really, really obscene. She will never, ever in her lifetime be able to recognize and accept that her brother is the center, is the figure. You can see on the videos where they interact between themselves, where she says, I am what I am today thanks to this person. That is a cover-up that everybody will do it. We saw Ayamara presenting the people in the party when he welcomes his sister Dee Mwango in his house. And Pastor Dave, this is my younger brother. Why Dave does not react? Dave stays there indifferent. That shows you how ignorant is Dave. It shows you how Dave is a small grain of rice lost somewhere. Instead, he capitalized the moment. Dave felt like what it is all about. You don't see me as equal. But there is where Dimwangu also is. But now, this conversation came between two humans. Was good to hear Rocio explain a point of view, a approach of life, and a love and determination of being the village and the journey she done it, and vice versa. Dimwangu also put forward her own journey. But it's the cross part of these two journeys that we're going to bring a very interesting here. What will be this? Is you, the viewer, prepare what's come from Dimwangu? I don't think so. I don't think so. The viewers, the subscribers, and people around the world are prepared for the next leap that Dimwangu is going into. Why? There will be a lot of barriers and lot of characterization, name and blame. And this already started. The first thing is where she comes back to the village and she does not acknowledge others. She finds others like something else, no value, nothing to her. She isolates herself and she brought material to complement her parents. That is good, is positive, and make a difference for her parents. Fine. But also she brought an outsider to the village and show that outsider how the village works. And she forgot something very interesting here. To make things better and lovely without any criticism or negativity, that outsider need to be shown to the villagers is a part of a new in-circle friends that she has been share moments of content creation and other things around because people have been watching. But by not doing that, she create what we've been seeing here, the negativity minds react with sorry, with discriminative attitude. Look at her. But there is reason. Look at her. That is the response of Dimwangu to the villagers, that before they look at her down, they never saw it coming. And that is good. It just slapped there easily. Me, I will not entertain you. You never before treat me as equal. You treat me as something else different. That kid with nothing. Now that you see me in different level, in different path, you want to come and join my rewards. And these ways, Ayamara has made a lot of mistakes. Try to share rewards with the community that does before show appreciation to him. These were the backclashes you see in the community are so bigger and envious. This is good, very good for what Ayamara pretended to show to the world on his content, because his content is in different level that Dimwangu never will understand. No, Ayamara is not competing. Ayamara is just put on, dish on your plate the truth. Who are these people and what these people before used to be? How these people, they used to be wealthy and so rich, and now they are at my feet begging for survival. This is natural. That's why there is millionaires, there is wealthy, and this wealth is what they make a difference. He has learned as master something that Dimwangu is not yet master. Dimwangu will go master this in the jungle, in the city. Our prices will be inflated when will be said that Dimwangu is the person who's coming, is the person who wants. The intrigues and the farces of the story, or even the 8 will become the dress code of our daily life. So all this is what I'm just saying to you, is that flavor was missing on Dimwangu, was that, how I can say, curry powder that Ro Cabrera has managed to break and bring it to light. Who is Dee Mwango? The other thing very interesting here is how she will identify herself now on. Remember, her content is very, very, very disconnected to reality. Is more a product created to be sold, not a product to be entertained. No, is a product to make you react, to make you think, to make you feel it, that my identity been violated, or me, I can do it what others do it. Is not a creation where be a spontaneous. Is not a creation of how I do this and in such way everything comes together. Like when you look to the videos of other content creators. No, there is like a pre-planned TV script. And that pre-planned TV script, it will work. Until now, as work, and many people come here and say, wow, she's brave, she's that. Okay, I don't have nothing against that. She's brave is work. But let's say how durable is. Are the Jamaicans around the world, the Netherlands, the Rastafari community, because the Rastafari community became the biggest bonus of Dee Mwango. And she knows it's the Rastafari community around the world where the ads of the YouTube paid more. She have to be focused. Because that Rastafari community, they have they live in nostalgia. Here in the UK, there is a big Rastafari community living here on nostalgia, on the feelings. But are those feelings, are those nostalgia gonna last up to when? How she will manage? She will move herself back to the Caribbeans. That will be a great move if she goes to live in Jamaica, create a life in Jamaica, and create vlogs from Jamaica, and travel from Jamaica to another place of the world, and come to Kenya as just a regular visitor, as the motherland. And that will work for her and make her. But she will find that man can step above her in Jamaica. We know the story about the Jamaicans men. How humanized these men are. Not all, few, but that is the image. When you talk about Bob Marley, the story behind Bob Marley and the kids that Bob Marley have, you start to say, okay, this was an humanizer, but a very famous humanizer with a different manner of doing things and live and believe. And this is what we need to guess now, where this is going. Will Dimwango find a half in Kenya or abroad? I'm 100% will not be a Kenya. There will not be a Kenya out there able to rise to the standards that she expects. That's what she said to Rocio. There will not be a man. And if there will be a man, that will be a shock and surprise. Sometimes the sweethearts from the times we go to school become part of that cycle of life that we say, that guy meant something to me, let me try. But in this case of Dee Mwango, it's clear when she said, oh, tomorrow I have my flight ticket booked. I'm no longer do that 10 hours trip to the village. I don't want to do this anymore. This has proven that Dee Mwango has stepped out of the box in style. Well, indeed, she has moved out the box in style. But now will be able to produce what everybody now is anxious to see. Will be a next video something more real, the show, the real show, the reality, or will be a drama. That depends how things happen. But also, what is interest here, and I have to recognize of Dee Mwango, is how resilient she is, how she makes sure the audience, the subscribers, and the people find curiosity behind a content. Even a content is more script, is not natural. There is no that ego of curiosity, of make it from zero to hero, like we see other YouTubers. Most of these YouTubers going around there and walk and vlog. Like a own brother, an example. A own brother is a real example. Is completely organic, like let's say Lily Expat in Thailand. That is organic. If somebody really take it what's happening live and transmit to us with these cameras, with the GoPros, with the iPhone, that is where now is the challenge for Dee Mwango. Did Dee Mwango earn enough money to fulfill intentions in Kenya? So far, so good. I bought a car, surprised the brother with the table. Quite interesting, the story of the table, because that table, Ayamara just walked hours before through that table, passed through that table. We went to look for tables and passed through that table, if you have seen the video, and ignored the table. He went to look for something more cheap and different as they planned themselves. But he didn't buy the table. That meant something was going to happen. God is great, really. That is organic. And comes home, and after a few hours, that same table that he walked by and ignored is the table that is presented to him by his sister. And they love it. This is quite interesting. And this is why I'm saying now Dimwangu becomes a key player here. And the conversation of two women are show us, the audience, we like, we enjoy, we find entertainment and fun and curious what's happening here between now. Now, there is a reference that Dimwangu can to say, my sister-in-law. I visited home. I find this. I was impressed. I didn't like it. Even when she says open, because Dimwangu became vocal about many of these shout outs that Ayamara has given her to many people. And that shows again that nobody will be on their videos just free. No. You want to be part of my production, of my content? Let's talk. There is numbers here, figures. No, this is not charity. And this is good, very good, because she will gain respect. She will be the Tingo to be reckoned with. And that is something really I admired on women when they define themselves and they want to walk in a straight line. And that is the line she has to walk now on. If she walk in that line, she will be very successful. But she has to have a mind to walk in that line. You need also be selfish. You need sometimes close your eyes and forget the beggars. Because there is too much beggars. There is individuals that will think there is something that belongs to them on air. There is nothing. She's free, she's young, she's pretty, and now she can conquer the world by saying to everybody, there is nothing left here in this village for me. I don't have nothing except my parents and siblings. My life now starts over there on the city. And then from the city is where we gonna see rock and roll Dimwangu.